You know, out in the vast Indian Ocean, a new industrial saga is unfolding. India is on a mission to build one of the world's most formidable maritime forces. And at the very heart of this ambition are three state-owned giants, locked in a fierce contest to build the future of the nation's naval power. This is a story of immense ambition, high-stakes contracts, and a real battle to rule the waves.
Okay, just take a second and look at this number, 2,85,000 crores. Now, to put that into perspective, that's not the budget for a small country. No, that's a figure that represents a monumental opportunity brewing in a single Indian industry.
And here's the real kicker. That staggering number, it's the potential future order pipeline for just one of these titans, Cochin Shipyard. That's right, just one. It's a signal that a tidal wave of investment is about to reshape the entire sector. And you bet, it's going to fuel a historic level of competition.
So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at the big picture, India's maritime strategy. Then we'll meet the three key players. After that, we'll put their financials head-to-head, decode what their current orders are telling us, and then we'll look at the massive prize pool of future contracts. And finally, we'll ask the big question, who's really best positioned to win?
Okay, first things first, let's set the stage. This whole industrial boom is being fueled by a national vision called Atmanirbhar Bharat, which basically means a self-reliant India. And the goal here is to secure the nation's vast maritime interests by building its naval and Coast Guard fleets right here at home.
And the numbers here, well, they really tell the story. The Indian Navy wants to grow its fleet to over 200 platforms. The Coast Guard is aiming for around 150. And this isn't about buying ships from somewhere else. The focus is absolutely on domestic manufacturing. Think about this for a second. Of the 61 warships being built for India right now, an incredible 60 of them are being constructed in Indian yards. This is all about securing a massive coastline and establishing a powerful presence in a really critical global waterway.
So who are the companies at the center of this industrial revolution? Let's meet the three public sector titans. Each one has a unique history, a unique strategy, and they're all vying to capture this once-in-a-generation opportunity.
First up, we've got Mazagon Dock, or MDL, based in Mumbai. Now, MDL holds a very special position. It is India's only shipyard to have built destroyers and conventional submarines. We're talking about the sharpest end of the naval spear. Their recent big win was delivering all 6 of the advanced Kalarvari-class submarines, which are a cornerstone of India's undersea power. This monopoly on complexity, it gives them a seriously powerful edge.
Next, we have Cochin Shipyard, CSL, down in Cochin. So if MDL is all about that complex lethality, CSL is about sheer scale and, frankly, smart diversification. This is the yard that can build and repair India's largest vessels, including those mighty aircraft carriers. But, and this is crucial, CSL has also built a really robust business in ship repair and commercial shipbuilding. This gives them a balanced revenue stream that isn't totally dependent on the long, drawn-out cycles of defense contracts.
And our third titan is Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers, or GRSE, out of Kolkata. You could call GRSE the master of series production. They specialize in those workhorse vessels, like frigates, corvettes, and patrol craft. Their real strength is in efficiently delivering multiple ships of the same class. A key recent achievement for them was delivering the very first of a new class of 16 anti-submarine warfare craft, and they actually beat their competitor to the punch on that one.
All right, strategy is one thing, but you know what they say? Money talks. The financial performance, that reveals the reality of how well you're executing. So let's look at the latest numbers and see who's really leading the pack right now.
Looking at revenue, one company has a commanding lead. It's not even close. That's Mazagon Dock. Their top-line dominance really reflects the progress they're making on these massive, high-value projects like stealth frigates. Now, GRSC and CSL are also strong, but MDL's current portfolio, it puts them in a class of their own.
And that revenue, well, it translates directly to the bottom line. In fact, if you look at it, MDL's profit is more than CSL and GRSC's combined. This isn't just about making money, this is about financial muscle. It gives them a war chest to reinvest and bid aggressively for that next wave of projects.
So while the current financials tell us about today, the order book, that tells us about tomorrow. It's a backlog of confirmed work, right? So it gives us a clear look into future revenues. But more than that, if you look at what's in the order book, it reveals each company's core strategy and where they are placing their bets for the future. Together, these three shipyards are sitting on a combined order book of roughly 76,000 crore rupees. That is a massive healthy backlog.
It guarantees a steady stream of work and revenue for years to come, giving them a really solid foundation even before the next wave of those mega contracts gets awarded.
So let's break it down, starting with MDL. Their order book is the largest of the three at over 32,000 crores, and it's completely dominated by these high-end, complex projects. You can see that huge slice for the P-17A frigates, right alongside submarines and critical work for the energy sector. Their strategy is crystal clear, focused on the most technologically advanced, high-margin platforms where they pretty much have a monopoly.
Now let's look at CSL's portfolio. This chart is a perfect picture of strategic balance. Sure, defense makes up the biggest slice, it's 65%, but a full 35% of their order book comes from other places: commercial exports, domestic ships, and a solid chunk from ship repair. This diversification is a huge strength. It cushions them from the ups and downs of defense procurement and creates multiple independent streams of revenue.
GRSE's order book, on the other hand, shows deep specialization. They are doubling down on being the expert builders of those naval workhorses we talked about, like frigates and patrol vessels. The focus here is to make them the most efficient and reliable choice for delivering large, repeated orders of these critical assets.
You know, the current order books are incredibly impressive, but really, they're just the prelude. The real war for market dominance is going to be fought over the next wave of contracts. The scale of what's coming is just unprecedented, and winning even one of these mega projects could redefine a company for a decade.
This quote from the chairman of GRSE, it just perfectly sums up the mood in the industry. The opportunities are phenomenal, and that's a sentiment you hear across the board. This isn't just business as usual. It's a truly transformational moment for Indian manufacturing.
And here are just three of the big-ticket items in that pipeline. The P-17 Bravo frigates, a massive 70,000 crore project. Next-gen corvettes at 40,000 crores, and mine countermeasure vessels at 32,000 crores. Winning even one of these is a company-making deal, and you can believe the competition is going to be fierce.
So after looking at their current performance, their confirmed orders, and the huge future prize pool, how do our three titans really stack up? What are the key takeaways from this whole deep dive?
Well, when you boil it all down, this is a tale of three very distinct strategies. You've got MDL, bringing the financial muscle and that incredible monopoly on high-tech submarines. Then there's GRSE, with its proven specialization in series production. And finally, CSL, which has a diversified portfolio for stability, plus that colossal future pipeline we saw at the very beginning.
Look, this isn't a race with a single winner. The sheer volume of work means there's probably enough for all three to thrive. But as they compete for these historic contracts, their different strategies will be put to the ultimate test. It leaves us with a really fascinating question. Which of these titans will not only ride this wave of opportunity, but will ultimately be the one to shape the future of India's maritime power for generations to come?